These are basically copies of each other, but the mounting location is offset about 3/16 of an inch. Because this top bar has the taper, the ankle in it, you know, the hole location needs to be offset because of that angle. So let's transfer this set into steel. Transferring these to steel is basically going to be the same as any of these other templates. You just trace it on and cut it out. I ran both of these through the sandblaster, so the next thing I need to do is transfer the hole location. So it's pretty simple. You just line the pattern up and you use what's called a transfer punch. Basically, they come in a set. They have different diameters. They'll fit in whatever diameter hole, and they'll make a light center mark, and then you just follow them up with a real center mark. When you're using these center punches, these are cheap ones, so just give them a light tap. If you tap them really hard, the center's gonna get destroyed. Center drill these holes up. Got the brackets finished drilled and they are mocked into place. I'm gonna go ahead and tack weld them in, probably across the top and one on the side. But so far they seem to fit well. Using this bar that I installed as a guide to see the spacing and check the width. And then I've got a bolt through the shock mount. With that welded, I can put this down and the control arm will be supporting the weight of the vehicle on that side. Wow, that's bouncy. All right, we're looking at the driver's side right now. I went out and bought another coilover and I manufactured the plates for the upper shock mount. So I just need to get these in the final position and get them tacked up. So these blocks, these 4 blocks represent ride height. We'll get rid of those. And I will loosen this jack down. Well, there it is. It seems a little high, but hopefully I can let some out of the, I can let a couple threads out of that. A couple threads out of that. It's sitting about 2 inches too high still. So obviously something happened as to where this is sitting 1.5 inches high. It has the full weight of the engine in there. It doesn't have things like the radiator or, you know, the interior, but hopefully I don't have to adjust any of this. I adjusted these as low as they'll go, so hopefully once I add a little bit more weight to the front end, it rests down more to ride height, which again, I'm about 1.5 inches high. There's the final suspension layout. Like I said, I've got about a 1/2 inch clearance to the coils on each side. I'll have a 1/2 inch clearance on this side too, once I get these all lined up properly. But overall, I'm pretty happy. The ride height being 1.5 inches higher than it's supposed to be. I'm hoping once I set some more weight in the car, it settles out a little bit. I'm not sure exactly why it ended up being 1.5 inches high. I hope you like learning about the coilover suspension on this Locost. Please consider subscribing. Hopefully, as more of the complex things get finished, I'll be able to do more shorter videos of small items. Like I got to finish the rack, which shouldn't take too long. I've got to get the steering set up, which shouldn't take too long. I've got to make coilover mounts for the rear suspension. You know, stuff like that. Starting to lay out some of the thoughts on what the body panels might look like, or you know, I basically got to do everything still. Electrical, fuel system, interior. We're like 20% done.